Lesson 69, gas law problem. All right, we've talked about gas law problems before. All right, we're still going to be using the equation P1 V1 over T1 equals P2 V2 over T2. All right, P is pressure, V is volume, T is temperature. But on your example sheet, you'll notice as you read through the problems that the numbers look a little bit different. These numbers are given to us in scientific notation. All right, so let's look at the first example. We have the quantity of an ideal gas has an initial pressure, volume, and temperature values of 40 times 10 to the 4th atmospheres, 0.003 times 10 to the negative 6 centimeters cubed, and 700 times 10 to the 4th Kelvin. Find the final temperature if the final pressure was 0.0004 times 10 to the 15th atmospheres, and the final volume was 0.015 times 10 to the negative 14 centimeters cubed. We're still going to be plugging numbers into our P1 V1 over T1 equals P2 V2 over T2 formula, but instead we're finding answers with scientific notation. All right, so we're going to use our formula P1 V1 over T1 equals P2 V2 over T2 to start off with. So let's start plugging in some values. All right, P1, pressure. Now the first pressure that we come to, remember atmospheres is a measure of pressure. So the first pressure is 40 times 10 to the 4th. All right, so we have 40 times 10 to the 4th, that is our pressure. Now we need volume. Okay, volume is always measured in units cubed. So we notice that 0.003 times 10 to the negative 6 is our volume. All right, and our temperature is given to us in Kelvin. All right, we have 700 times 10 to the 4th Kelvin. All right, now we're setting it equal to P2 V2 over T2. Now, we're finding the final temperature, so that is a value that is still unknown, but we can plug in our final pressure and our final volume. All right, final pressure, again, pressure is measured in atmosphere, so we have 0.004 times 10 to the 15th, and that's going to be times our final volume, which is 0.015 times 10 to the negative 14. Now, in order to solve for our T2, we're still going to do it the same way we did our usual. We're going to cross multiply. All right, so you're going to be multiplying the highlighted values, and you're going to be dividing by these values up here in order to solve for T2. Now, notice that these are in scientific notation. So you're going to have to solve these using the scientific notation methods. All right? What you're going to do is you're going to put each one in proper scientific notation and then follow your scientific notation rules. I want you to go ahead and work this out by hand using the method that we have been using, and then you can go back and check it with a calculator. All right? So this problem needs to be solved out. You're solving for T2. All right, so you're going to say T2 equals and go ahead and solve. Once you've done that one, go ahead and solve the second example on your example sheet, and we will check all of these in class